We're gonna be talking about some film noirs, hey? Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list and welcome to my top 10 film noirs. Yes, people out there, if you don't know much about movies and you're asking me, what is a film noir? Well, if you don't know classic movies, then you probably don't know what a film noir is, but I think most film aficionados know what a film noir is. But if you don't watch classic movies, a film noir is basically a black and white old movie, and like crime thriller movies with femme fatales, and there's always like a big mystery and stuff, and some of them are like narrated and stuff, you know? If you ever watch like a show or a movie that satirized like detective shows or movies when someone's like narrating in a black and white office, they're like, hey, I'm here to tell you about the day I died, the mystery begins and stuff, you know? You know, those kind of types of mystery thriller movies, those are film noirs. Yes, film noirs was a classic film genre. Later on it became neo-noirs, but yes, that's for another top 10 list. Yes, I'm going to be doing my top 10 film noirs, and then my next video I'm going to be talking about some neo-noir films, and yeah, but this is the old one. This is film noirs. Yes, this is my top 10 personal favorite film noirs. But before a top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. Some honorable mentions are The Killers, White Heat, Gun Crazy, Scared Straight, Crisscross, Kiss Me Deadly, and Out of the Past. All great film noirs, just gonna make the top 10 list. But what did make my top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10 is Sweet Smell of Success. This is a very despicable movie, but it is a great movie about the business world and trying to chase your dream in the most wrong way possible. And trying to impress your boss, again, in the most wrong way possible. What makes me really love this movie is Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis steals every scene he's in. He's so fantastic in this movie. He is so despicable in this movie. Almost every character, except the female lead, almost every character in this movie is almost basically distasteful and very an unlikable person and stuff, but I love this movie. It's a great business movie. It has an interesting twist at it in the ending of the movie and stuff. It's something I really didn't see coming. It's not like a mind-blowing twist, but it's kind of like a gotcha, and it's pretty good. It's really well done. The writing is really strong, and again, the performances are all really great, but Tony Curtis is the standout. He is so freaking awesome in this movie. And I'm so used to watching movies like, you know, Some Like It Hot and The Great Race, so I'm always used to in Houdini. So I'm always used to Tony Curtis always playing the hero, but seeing him in this movie playing this really schmuck piece of shit business guy, it was quite different, and I quite enjoyed his performance, and the movie itself is a great film noir, and yeah, I absolutely love it. Coming number 9 is Touch of Evil. Yes, right from its opening tracking shot and its amazing climax. I cannot praise the climax enough to this film. It is absolutely unbelievable. If you love psychological thrillers, you will adore the climax to Touch of Evil. Again, no spoilers, no spoilers. And again, if you're an Orson Welles fan, it's not just Citizen Kane, you just love Orson Welles' work. I love Orson Welles. You're not gonna, this ain't gonna be the only Orson Welles movie on here because he did a lot of great film noirs. He wrote and directed this movie and did an amazing job. He stars in this movie. He does an amazing job. And again, I love how this movie is executed and crafted. The opening tracking shot just shows you you're going to be into this really taut and very tense film, and it's so well done. The character development is freaking genius. How they set up these characters in the beginning of the film is so freaking well done. It's so well written, this movie, and again, how it's directed, it's brilliant. And I can't praise the third act / climax enough. It's just so well done. It's so thrilling and so intense, and just I absolutely adore this film, and of course it's one of my favorite film noirs. Coming number 8 is the Maltese Falcon. Yes, the frickin' Bogart. Who doesn't love Humphrey Bogart? Here's looking at you, kid. No, Casablanca is not a film noir, unfortunately. One of the greatest movies ever made. Not a film noir, but the Maltese Falcon is a film noir. It is a great mystery suspense thriller with a pretty obvious twist. A lot of these have twists, and a lot of them are very clever twists, and some of them are not twists at all. They're just reveals to the plot. And some of them, a lot of them I don't see coming, but this one was very fucking obvious, but it's still a well-directed, very well-written film, and I love Humphrey Bogart. Humphrey Bogart is definitely one of my favorite classic actors, with Jimmy Stewart and Cary Grant, Eva Marie Saint, Lauren Bacall, Vivian Leigh. There's a lot of actresses, but I love John Wayne as well. The Searchers, so good. I love a lot of classic actors, but Humphrey Bogart is absolutely one of my favorites, and Maltese Falcon is just a fantastic film. He just milks this role up. He's just so good. I love his style, I love his hat, I love his suit. He just looks so freaking classy and elegant and suave in this film, and again, I enjoy a lot of these characters and a lot of these performances, but Humphrey Bogart is what makes the Maltese Falcon. He's even on the freaking poster. Every poster for the Maltese Falcon is the Bogart, because he makes this film. Not the twist, not even all its direction, it's the Bogart. It's still a well-directed film, but Bogart makes this movie, and I love it. Coming number 7 is The Big Sleep. Yes, speaking of Bogart, bam! Humphrey Bogart once again in a film noir, and even a better film noir. I love The Maltese Falcon. I think it's a great story and a great movie and a great performance by Humphrey Bogart. This one's better. The stakes are so much higher. It's more intense. Again, there's a few things I did see coming, but it's just a more intense film, and it's a better directed film. And I love Humphrey Bogart's performance in this movie just a little bit more. And his co-star is Lauren Bacall. Lauren Bacall is a brilliant, fantastic actress, and the way they work off each other in this movie is so freaking brilliant. If anyone knows like classic thrillers and of course film noirs, everyone knew that The Big Sleep would be on this top 10 list. I actually wish I put it in the top 5, but again, there's just so many great film noirs out there, but please, trust me when I say it, The Big Sleep is a very thrilling film, and please check it out. It's so good. Coming number 6 is Murder, My Sweet. Yes, Murder, My Sweet is technically not a better movie than The Big Sleep. Not even a better movie than The Maltese Falcon or Touch of Evil. I just personally adore this movie. It feels like Alfred Hitchcock directed this movie. He did not, but I adore this film. I think it is so edgy, so creepy, so unsettling at times. It's so intriguing, it's so freaking watchable. I've watched Murder, My Sweet more times than The Maltese Falcon and The Big Sleep put together, because I've only seen each of those movies twice. I've seen Murder, My Sweet 7 times. It is just so enjoyable. And not even all the performances are all great, but Dick Powell is my favorite. He is so great. He was born to play in film noirs. He is so great and so solid in this movie. And again, I love the production, and I love how the movie is shot. It has some really good cinematography in this film, and I love how this film, the plot unravels in this movie. Again, no spoilers, but it is just so freaking entertaining, so freaking enjoyable, and so just unsettling to watch. You just can't help but watch it again after you're done watching it. It's just so damn good. Those other films I mentioned before are probably better films, but I just personally like this movie better. It's just so damn good. Coming number 5 is The Lady from Shanghai. This, again, so good. Again, we're going back to Orson Welles. He stars, writes, and directs in this movie. He is just did an amazing job. Orson Welles just was so good at film noir. And this also has Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was great at playing femme fatales, and she is just sensational in this film. Orson Welles, though, of course, is the stealer in the film because his performance is amazing, and how he writes and directs it, it's just so well done. The twist is also really solid, and you just want to see where this story is going. Right when this movie opens, you are already like, okay, something's not right. Something is going down here. And then when it keeps going and stuff, some twists and turns happen, you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen to that character? Oh my god. Again, I won't say what character, but like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And the payoff is just so freaking satisfying. Like, a lot of movies, like, nowadays, just usually blow it with the twist or with its climax and stuff, but film noirs just did them so freaking well and just so freaking clever. It's so clever, a lot of film noirs, and this one is so clever. How it's written and executed and directed, and of course the climax. A lot of film noirs have great climaxes, and this has one of the most intense climaxes. It's just so good. The performances, the direction, the writing, everything about The Lady from Shanghai is fantastic, and again, I love it. Coming number 4 is Double Indemnity. Yes, everyone's gonna like shoot me in the face and just curse me out because this isn't number 1. Because when people talk about film noirs, A Double Indemnity is always like everyone's number one. This is a great film. Barbara Stanwyck is probably the most ultimate femme fatale in any film noir. I will give this movie that. She probably should have won the Oscar. She was nominated for Best Actress at the Academies. She probably should have won. She is sensational in this film. Fred McMurray's also really good. Edward G. Robinson is so good as his buddy who catches him at the end. Oops, spoilers. Anyways, but the narration to this movie works perfectly. It just makes the tone all the more darker and unsettling of what this character is about to do and stuff, and I love it. I love this film. I don't want to spoil anything about it. Just go watch Double Indemnity. It's one of the great film noirs of all time, and one of the greatest movies of all time. Check it out, it's so good. Coming number 3 is Sunset Boulevard. Yes, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Yes, Gloria Swanson, so freaking great in this movie. She probably deserved an Oscar win. She is just fucking creepy in this movie. She's great in this movie. William Holden is great in this movie. How Billy Wilder wrote this movie, sensational writing. It also talks a lot about Hollywood and Los Angeles during this time period. It's a great movie about filmmaking and actors during this time period. And it's also about just a really old actress obsessed with this guy who she wants him to put her in movies and stuff. And it's just a really weird and creepy movie, and I absolutely love it. The beginning of the movie kind of spoils the ending, but that's what makes it all the more interesting, because you want to know how this character got into this situation. And it's so well done, well directed, well written, the performances are all great, and it's just a fantastic film noir. Coming number 2 is Laura. Laura is probably one of the most underrated, overlooked classic films of all time. I know this is like a lot of people put that like the top 100 greatest films of all time, but anytime I mention this film, Laura, not a lot of people talk about it, and not a lot of people know what movie I'm fucking talking about. People need to see it. It is so good. Jean Tierney is in this movie as the character Laura. She is so great. Her performance is amazing. Vincent Price is also in this movie, and he's not creepy like he is in House of Wax or something, but he's actually... I don't want to spoil his character. I don't want to spoil it. No spoilers, but he's great in this film. The whole cast is great. There's a twist, but it doesn't happen at the ending of the movie. It kind of happens in, like, the second act. And it just changes the whole thing of the story. It just switches the plot. It just does like a whole 180 on the plot, and it's just so well done. You really want to know who's doing this to this character and stuff, and the ending is a really good. I think this movie is really suspenseful, really edgy, and just so well crafted. How this movie is directed is just sheer mesmerizing, and I absolutely love it. It's very underrated. More people need to watch this movie, and a lot of people need to put it as one of the great film noirs, because I certainly do. And my number 1 film noir is actually a tie between 2 films. I couldn't decide between these 2 movies, so I just put them both at number 1, and that's The Third Man and The Night of the Hunter. I've talked to death about both of these movies. They're both so good. The Third Man, again, is so great. One of the greatest endings to a film I've ever watched. How this movie is directed is brilliant. The twist is so good. Orson Welles as an antagonist is just brilliant casting. How the movie uses its shots and its score is so freaking well done. The Ferris wheel scene is one of my favorite scenes in any film noir. Third Man is just amazing. And of course, The Night of the Hunter, Robert Mitchum, what he did is just amazing. Amazing. It's one of the most creepiest stalker stories ever. It is just so creepy. This creepy guy who wants to kill these children and take this money from the fucking doll is just so unsettling. And of course, leaning on the everlasting light. Just, such a creepy scene. And I love both these films equally, and they're both probably the best film noirs I've ever watched. So yeah, that was my top 10 favorite film noirs. I hope you guys watch these movies, especially if you're trying to get into classic films. Watch these films, they're great. But yeah, if you've seen a lot of film noirs, please comment below and tell me what are your top 10 favorite film noirs. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.